Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrath of the Righteous. We have to go and just kill the dragon with Greybore. So let's go and talk to Irabeth or Nevia, one of the two. Commander, we've got trouble. Your companion, Wenduag, has gone berserk. She wreaked havoc in the tavern. There were casualties. You must intervene. Allow me to handle it myself. What happened? Drunken brawl that turned into a stabbing spree. By the time I left the tavern, 2 people had already succumbed to their injuries. I can only pray to Iomade the number of dead won't rise as I'm away. We'll deal with it. We should hurry. I fear the worst. Okay. What's Wendy done? Sounds good. Wenduag seems completely at ease, despite being surrounded by guards. She grins at them, as if daring them to come within reach of her blade. She stands with all the dignity of a mountain lioness that has broken into the sheepfold, not one bit perturbed by the appearance of a few frightened rams. And she's in manticore mode. Wenduag, the commander is here. She'll put an end to this madness. Lower your weapon. Don't want any more casualties. More victims. Anyone else want to join me, these 2 losers? Huntress nods casually at the bodies at her feet. Her speech is slightly slurred, but the alcohol has not deprived her of a deadly grace. Get lost, maggots. My mistress will see no harm comes my way instead. Move along. We still can move at all. With a frown, Irabeth lays her hand on a weapon. Wait a few orders, Commander. Just say the word and we'll set this. My fist itching to teach a lesson to that ruffian. What happened? Oh, I just had a quarrel with those 2. She nudges one of the companions with her foot. You won't punish me for slaying these useless scumbags, will you? She shrugs nonchalantly and lets out a tipsy chuckle. At her words, a murmur of indignation and astonishment ripples through the assembled crowd. Irabeth growls furiously. You killed 2 men. There were witnesses. Do you even realise that such a crime is punishable by death? The rule was invented for you, underlings. Doesn't apply to me. I mean more to the commander than all of you put together, got it? I can slit a dozen more of your throats, and she won't bat an eye. If you lay a single finger on me, you'll regret it. If I'm guilty of something, my mistress will take me with her, punish me personally. Somewhere her lackeys won't be staring at us. The huntress jabs her knife in the direction of the warriors surrounding her and laughs gleefully. Why'd you kill them? I just didn't like them. The sight of ugly mugs offends me. Who cares anyway? Jesus Christ, do I do this? I mean, I am chaotic. Neutral. But that's gone a bit too far, Wendy. We do need these people to, die for us. Answer my question. Irabeth's voice is filled with contempt. A thug. She's nothing but a savage thug. What were you doing here? Celebrating the reunion with my tribe, of course. You brought my kin to the surface. Doesn't this accomplishment warrant a celebration? Crusaders treat Mongols with caution because of Mongols like her. When you behave like a savage, you'll be viewed like a savage. One deserves no place among civilized mortals. Ha! Of course you know all about being treated like a savage, but you've been such a goody two-shoes for so many years, they've forgiven your skin colour and your fangs, right? In Wenduag's mocking words, Irabeth's features twist into an angry grimace. That's not my way. I'm not going to go scrabbling on my belly before a bunch of uplanders begging for their approval. I'll grab every one of you by the throat and force you to respect me. How much did you have to drink before you pulled out your weapon? Not much, just a couple of pints. Your crappy upland swill has no effect on me anyway. Yeah, she's drunk. Irabeth hisses through gritted teeth. Ha, doesn't affect her, please. She starts drunken brawls here every night. Every time she gets wasted, she starts picking fights. The bad feeling this was going to happen. I knew from the start that someone's going to wind up dead. The crowd waits your verdict in respectful silence. Some of you glance anxiously at Wenduag's direction. Huntress stands alone, her lips curved in an insolent smile. Come on, maid, we're talking private. With a satisfied grin, she almost swings in a sweet voice. It's not for you lackeys to judge my actions. The commander is wise. She will decide a fitting punishment for me. Something tells me my exciting evening isn't over yet. Thank you for stepping in, Commander, and good luck. I hope you manage to knock some sense into a stubborn head. I'm sure it won't be easy. It won't. So, mistress, how exactly are you going to punish me? Wenduag looks at you playfully. Every sign of tipsiness has evaporated from her cat-like eyes. You don't look like you're afraid of being punished. Should I be afraid? How harsh is my punishment going to be? Ambiguous challenge rings in her words, lips whispering a silent promise full of passion. Are you trying to get yourself into trouble? Who knows? Perhaps this is all part of my plan. Or perhaps this wild cat simply needs to be reminded who's in charge every now and again. After all, you know that without a firm hand I could go a little feral. She licks her lips theatrically, demonstrating her sharp fangs. I think you misunderstood. I'm really displeased with you. Are you serious? Wenduag stares at you blankly. I thought it was just... Doesn't matter. Go then, lecture me. That is true. But also that just might make it worse. But I'll do it. You use our relationship as a cover, but I'm not your shield. You're damaging my authority. She looks sullen and stubborn. No, I'm not. I'm teaching your soldiers to obey you without question. They all need to know that everything done in your name is non-negotiable. You just need to shove their opinions up their asses and shut up. I'm gonna lose begging her. No, she's gonna think she's in control. Better start keeping your temper in check, or else I will. And trust me, you won't like that. She raises her voice in indignation. So, all of a sudden, I'm the root of all evil, even worse than the bald wound. You tell me what I did wrong. Fine, I understand. I guess you're right. Forgive me. I did my best not to anger you and not to cause you any more trouble. Thank you for sparing my pride and not chastising me in front of everyone, mistress. The last drops of playful mischief disappear from her voice. The bow she offers is stilted and speaks of weariness. If you don't mind, I'll leave now. Didn't go well. Nope, that did not go well. I was going to come here anyway, wasn't I? Pick up the, oh wait, other stuff. Pick up everything, really. Okay. Is it Irabeth? Taking care of the dragon that's attacking our patrols. It's one less problem to contend with. Now we can take the extra lookouts off dragon duty and reassign to more useful tasks. Excellent work. Right. Have you anything? Virgil? Check up on this while we're here. That reminds me a bit of the like the Camellia incident, which is similar, which still has yet to be hasn't happened yet. Should happen soon. Priests of various faiths are asking the commander to banish the followers of a small sect that believes in an imminent demise of Golarion. These doomsayers scorn the gods with their words, demand that everyone bow down before the inevitable end. I can either have military or leadership. That's not bad actually. Energy points income increased by 3 for 30 days. So it goes up 17, so I'll get like an extra 90 over the month than I would do normally. I think I've got to level these up before I can get any more experience anyway, don't I? Sure. Let's do the reconcile anyway. On hearing that, what social and adept theologian, I had to say, I know the word. It's theologian. Picked here and spoke with the clergy and reached a certain consensus. They agreed to be more discreet. After all, the end of the world is coming either way. No reason to quarrel on its brink. Short spear or light spiked shield. Short spear, I guess. Never use these. Probably going to sell it. What are we doing? Don't have anything at the moment. So, diplomatic, art of war, chain of command. What's the lowest? Leadership or military? Which one's leadership? The crown? Yeah. Let's do the military. Can't do relics. Okay. That's diplomacy. And that's diplomacy. We should... But... There is no diplomacy going on. Oh, yes there is. It's here. Oh. One day. Then I can do another one. And then do the relics. Okay, not too far away. I'm going to talk to the Storyteller. A lot of chin wagging though. Just outside here. Greetings, Jellybobs. Have you brought me a new story? Discuss our encounter in the Dragon's Lair. Sure you do. You're wondering how I ended up there, why I wasn't killed, am I right? Yeah, why did you go there? I've been looking for a certain tower for several years now, and in that place I had a strange feeling of recognition. It seems the tower once belonged to me a long time ago. Knowing my habits, I assumed that some records or other items that could answer the questions about my past may have remained in my home. Unfortunately, I realized too late that the tower was now in the lair of a monster. How come it didn't eat you? Despite their beastly tempers, dragons are clever creatures, but their way of life does not lend itself to civilized conversation, which is why they do sometimes enjoy a good chat, and even more, a good story. That was what saved me. I had to share a few of my stories with the dragon, hoping to win her over, or at least distract her. Did you find anything of value? Yes, thanks to you. The dragon didn't have time to burn everything. I found the memories of my previous life, which I've forgotten long ago. How about these items I'm carrying? What got? Now it's just a shard of the past, but I feel its power. Terendelev's claw. Only a great power can resist the most terrifying of enemies, oneself. Allow me to immerse myself in this memory and learn the story of the spiritual resurrection of the greatest of silver dragons. A fragment of a ring appears in the old man's hand. Novel item. This ring was created by an inquisitive and free mind. As a rule, such people either become geniuses and creators of a new era, or meet tragic ends. What was the fate of the creator of this object? We find out together. Get me 4 vials of magic essence and 2 bars of cold iron. I can reforge this ring. Metal gauntlets. I see the souls of 2 of them who were bound to this relic. One was an animal, the other a man. But neither was the master of the other. Must be like a hunter or animal companion thing. They were brothers. A most intriguing tale. Do you want to hear it? You bring me 1 vial of magic essence and 4 bars of cold iron and 2 vials of demon blood. I can revive this relic and see into its past. Scent of pain emanates from this object. What's this? Shabby boots. The pain of a mortal and the spirits are close to them. Whatever the story behind this item, it is dark and tragic. Let us try to repair this relic to learn its tale, shall we? 3 vials of magic essence, 1 bar of cold iron, 2 of demon blood. 2 hinds of magical creatures. Don't have those yet, I don't think. Alright, yeah I do. Restore this relic. I can't. Coming to Terendelev story. Storyteller hangs his head and looking sickly and tired. How many times has the moon died and been reborn since I've been here? I've lost count. My friends brought me here. They said goodbye to me, like always. But they looked at me like it was the last time they'd see me. Cowards, insidious spawn. They were glad I was going to die, but I'll show them. Terendelev will live. A new Terendelev, whose eyes are finally open. I heard the rustling of wings, and I emerged from the cave where I imprisoned myself. Who is it? A friend? An enemy? Sunbeams reflect off his scales as he hovers before me, surrounded by a glowing halo. Gold Dragon, Alaseliax. Part of me wants to fly to him, make a circle of honour around him, as any good student should. The part of me that turned my scales black is ready to seize his gleaming throat. But dare he fly here, flaunting his purity and innocence. He wants to humiliate me, drag me through the mud. I will show him. No, what am I thinking? My mentor has come all this way to save me. I know. He would never abandon me. Someone called him to my aid. Moving heavily, I take flight to greet him, but my body, controlled by the foulness, straightens like an arrow. His vulnerable throat is so close. One strike and I will destroy you, Halaseliax. What happened next? I don't know, but I know the place where Terendelev was believed to have sought refuge for her tarnished soul. I saw Sarkorian ruins, a wide branching tree next to them. There must be something there that will shed light upon the fate of the mentor and student. Something that can tell us how Terendelev's strength, spirit helped it ultimately overcome the foulness within her. What about the future? So strange they should ask. We all know what happened to Terendelev, but sometimes it seems I hear her voice in the visions. A voice full of pain and despair, as if she's in darkness, which she can't escape. I cannot solve the mystery of the vision, but it worries me. Oh, Terendelev's lair has been revealed. Now, do with the ring or the gauntlets? Gauntlets. The metal in the elf's hand takes on the shape of armor plates. The demon blood sizzles on them like on a red-hot grill. The essence is absorbed, leaving behind a greyish residue. This relic is called the Stone Hand. That was the name given to it by its owner, Sarkorian witch hunter. The 2 gloves represent the bond between 2 beings. People who wear such relics do not live for themselves, but die for others. What about the ring? Can't. Let's have a look at this stone hand then. There's a page I found in the multi-scar. He puts his hand on the bloodstone page. His face contorts into a painful grimace, his voice trembling with terror. No, he's here again. A terrible, grating voice, the horrific semblance of a face. A monstrous appearance, myriad insects forming a body with 2 arms and 2 legs. He touches me, and a disgusting creature attacks my flesh, covering me. It's not the Wriggly Man that was in Kingmaker, it's the Swarm That Walks. Xanther Vang, I think it was, wasn't it? Wasn't the name the stupid rock down there said? They're eating me, they're hungry and devour everything except my eyes and tongue. So I can see this damn page. So I can translate the runes written in the ancient, long-forgotten Elven language. When I translate, it hurts so much. I tried to lie to him, change the translation, but he saw through my lie. He got angry. Now I'm not lying, I'm not. He takes one of the insects from my face and squishes it with his finger over the inkwell. Then he dips the quill in it and writes with my blood right over the runes. Now I continue to dictate, Callistia, when will this be over? Let me die, Xanther, let me die. It was, yeah, Xanther Vang, was it? Yeah. Plagued one. So is that your memory? Storyteller jerks his hand, terrified. Oh God, such horrible torture. This poor man was tortured to decrypt my notes. He was so tormented that his suffering became thick like molasses. My mind is drowning in it. My own memories are hidden by these images of horror. I tried to get through to them, but I need your help. Tell me everything you've seen and heard. I've tried to lean on your words to use them as a light in the darkness of my forgotten past. I see a magic shape. There's a force pulsating in its center. You've seen the ritual. Tell me, what was its central point? Its magic knot. Oh my God. Let's try to remember what was going on there. Right, there were cages on the outside. Now, was there an altar with somebody on it? Or was it just something in between? It's one of the first two, I think. Was it that? Or was it just like a pentagram with that? It wasn't the lava lake, that was over to the left. When I remember the screen in my mind. The center of the shape was a prisoner. Yes, a storm of force, spiraling into a sharp knife, a living soul inside, in the eye of the whirlwind. There must be a living soul, but the knife is just a tool. The energies are too bright, I can't see through the glare. What did you see during the ritual? What was it like? A small rift was opened. It looked like a small rift was opened to the abyss. Yes, a rift, an umbilical cord connecting the worlds, allowing not only sentient creatures but planar energies to travel through it. I remember it, and the sound. I remember the sound. Words appealing to some force. Those performing the ritual. Did they utter some incantations? Yeah, Ravok, Ravok, Ravok. Yeah, that was the rock did say Vang, but also the magic word was Ravok. The old elf let out is out of breath, overwhelmed by memories. Ravok, no name, an old world with tremendous power. The language to which it belongs to died a long time ago, but the power of this world lives on. In the past, wizards used it in rituals when they intended to do something far-reaching and contrary to the natural order of things. By hiding their names, they protected themselves from the consequences and the wrath of the gods. Ravok, I have no name, you will not find me. He trembles as if he's about to fall. Now I remember, I know where I saw this ritual, part of it, and one step closer to understanding what happened to me. Thank you. Find any more pages, bring them to me. Here's one. Another piece of evidence. Another one. Storyteller clenches pages you bought, his voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. My hand touches a stone wall. Cold pierces my palm, like teeth of a hungry dog sinking into a piece of meat. I don't take my hand away. I let the stone enjoy my warmth in return for its service. It accepts my caress and my unasked question, the one that's been asked thousands and thousands of times. Where should I go next? Behind me I hear the loud stomping of the minotaurs that guard this god's forsaken place. I tricked and outwitted them, leaving only a trace of my presence. There is darkness lurking up ahead, honing its swords, claws and teeth in the hope that a rare traveller visits its lair. But today, I will get no one. This labyrinth is alive. Its red-veined stone walls resemble the guts of a huge creature. If you keep still and listen closely, you can hear it breathing in the wind that sweeps through this place. Where do I go from here? Forward. To the place whence the wind carried a faint chuckle. Whence comes the faint smell of ash? Whence a few ages ago, Demon Lord Baphomet began his great escape. Are you inside this labyrinth? Yes, I'm travelling through the Ivory Labyrinth. It is not the most pleasant of my journeys, but it's necessary to reach my goal. How are you able to evade all the dangers? He raises his chin proudly. Have you forgotten? Who is speaking to him? The last Archmage of Kyonin. I've been to many dangerous places, and this is just one of many. It won't be the last. What do you need from the Ivory Labyrinth? Answer to a question, a key to a secret, knowledge that can save many lives. A sliver of a smile appears on his lips. My kinfolk were weaklings and cowards. They ran from danger, but one stood up to my enemy, and Baphomet will give me the weapon to win. For several years, I have thought about how to defeat Earthfall. My enemy has no flesh, and is impossible to kill. It blazes through everything in its path. It does not enslave, but destroys life itself, and I have found the answer. I know how to save my world. Earthfall came to destroy Golarion. Its strike was brutal, my world barely withstood it. But what if Earthfall was resisted by not one world, but several worlds at once? What if Heaven, or Elysium, came to help the dying Golarion? If I managed to merge my world with another one, meld them together, the power of the disaster will weaken. The denizens of Golarion will be able to temporarily take shelter in the adjacent plane. Civilizations will not die. Our culture will continue to exist. We will not be forgotten. Baphomet, the cunning and insidious Lord of Minotaurs, was once a captive in Asmodeus' prison. Only 10 years passed before Baphomet was able to escape, taking his own prison with him, which later became the Ivory Labyrinth. Such an achievement deserves respect. It is the goal of my research. Moving matter between planes is what interests me now. I stop near strange symbols covering the wall of the labyrinth. I run my hand over them to ensure that they are real. Encrypted riddles drawn by Baphomet during his imprisonment. I take out the bark-covered notebook and painstakingly copy the symbols into it. Behind me, 2 minotaurs are fighting, deceived by the net of spells I've wrapped around myself like a blanket. Do you want to connect the planes? That's dangerous. He's silent for a moment. When he talks, there's disdain in his voice. Dangerous, difficult, almost impossible. But tell me, is this risk not worth a Thassilon? Fucking hell, just full of nonsense words. Perishing before my eyes. But Golgan, the Cyclops Kingdom, deserved death. It's different from what they called it in Kingmaker. What about the Aboleth Empire? Storyteller moves his lips silently. Another plane will pay for saving Golarion. There will be wars. Then a new world will come. But we will survive. We will defeat Earthfall, and history will not condemn the victors. A bark-covered notebook, the one your mentor gave you. He lowers his head, but a moment later jerks it back up. Yes, blinded by my pride. I tore to pieces when I thought I would not follow my kinfolk. I'm still not going to run, but the knowledge written in this notebook by my former mentor might serve my purpose. The elves managed to open a portal to Solvirian. Keep it open till all our people escaped from Golarion. Their cowardice deserves disdain, but their knowledge is unquestionable. I returned to Kyonin and gathered the pieces of my torn notebook. Now it is my sword aimed at the heart of Earthfall. By combining the wisdom of elves and cunning of Baphomet, I will save the world. What happened next? I copied the strange symbols into the notebook. I haven't the slightest idea what these scribbles mean. What was the future demon lord thinking when he wrote them? While he was imprisoned in a cell with no way out? Was he still in his right mind? I will need help to understand these notes. Otherwise, decrypting them might take more time than Pharasma has given me. One of the minotaurs behind me killed the other one, tore his heart out and devoured it. His blood-stained nose sniffs the air sharply. His bloodshot eyes shift from wall to wall. He senses a stranger. He doesn't scare me. I'm certain of my powers. The spell is hiding me. I've done my work. I can now leave this place. Still I linger. What is this strange presence I feel behind me? Like someone is watching me, despite all the protective spells. Who are you? I ask carefully, not hoping for an answer. Darkness. A coy, female voice whispers in my ear. Against my will, I shudder. The storyteller stops talking for a long while. The vision ended at the most interesting moment, didn't it? He says bitterly at last. Please, find the rest of the pages from this bark-covered book. I must know what happened next. What's Earthfall? Didn't we get this before? They believed the people Kiana faced the coming Earthfall, admitted that they were incapable of handling this disaster. Proud rulers, artful crafters, brave warriors, wise mages and skilled healers, all of them hurried to the gate to Severian, looking around faithfully. Clean, safe world was waiting for them there. My people decided not to fight for Galarian. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry for them. Their hearts wavered in the face of the catastrophe. But my will is strong. I'm staying. Look at me angrily. How dare diminish their decision with my recklessness? My choice makes them cowards, traitors of their own home. One of them, my former mentor, looks at me bitterly. He hands me a neat notebook with a tree bark cover, in case you change your mind. With a heavy sigh, he returns to the line of those departing. Forgive me, brothers and sisters, I'll watch the gate of Severian stone close, separating me from them. Yeah, we've read this one. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about your journey to the Ivy Labyrinth. Okay, it's just exactly what I've done. I remember the page. And another one. Okay. Anything? What about Finian? Grandpa Elf. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath. His face contorts in a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? Kept in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table. Yeah, we've seen this bit. Yeah. Okay. So we got those gloves. Stone hand. Spiked gauntlets grant the wearer's animal companion plus 6 bonus to strength. At the beginning of the battle, the creature must pass a will saving throw or start attacking party members. If the initial saving throw has failed, the creature can make a new saving throws each round to stop the effect. Right, will. Plus 5, you've got a roll of 12. You've got to roll a 12. You have to roll 11. Rayball's really knackered. What I'm thinking of, they're mainly Belka. Plus 9. Because of heroism. That was because of getting the outflank, I think. No, I got a teamwork thing. That's why I give them extra intelligence. Okay. I have to give you gloves though. Better than this. Give it to me. You definitely need to have better willpower. How much does... Is that Owl's Wisdom? Try and look for an owl. There we are. It's plus 4, so I'll give it 2. Will that be the same as Belka? Belka's on 9 already. Where'd you get the plus 1 wisdom from? Oh, you got 13. Okay. Why is that plus 4? Hang on. 5, 2, 1. Four, 2, 1. Class bonus 4, that's why. High level. I'll take these off. I'll try and get Belka to ranged touch attack. You're pretty good with those, aren't you? I think. Use magic device. I think ranged touch attack. Use AoE, so it won't be that. That's a saving throw. That's a saving throw. That's a saving throw. It's an AoE. No, you don't have any ranged touch attacks. Corrosive? Nope. It's a melee touch attack. So it's useless on you. Who is the ranged touch attack person then? Guess it's you. That's a... Oh no, that's a ranged touch attack to hit. Vampiric touch. Melee touch attack. Yeah, peace and scream, that's just a daze. With a save. Band is just a save. Alright, well, that's that done. 41 minutes of doing nothing but chit chat. Okay, what to do? Where to go and what to do? Go and talk to Wenduag. About the Nethers now being up here. Here's Chief Soul. Diver. Diver stares into the sky with a fascinated, slightly frightened look. She's so focused she doesn't notice you until you walk quite close. Oh, is it you? Oh, Commander? Seeing the sky strange. She nods artlessly. Yeah, it's like a chasm that goes up. It's full of light. Very scary. If you look at it long enough, it feels like you're falling into the sky. It's also mesmerizing. You're not a warrior. Why did you come here? Because I'm an ether. I must be with my tribe. Someone has to tend the wounds of the of the soldiers. Someone has to make potions for the sick. Someone has to feed them. My tribesmen don't know how to live like uplanders. But I know a little. I can buy a chicken, for example. Can the others? Of course not. They have no idea what money is. They mix up the coins. They are scared of live chickens. Ready to give a new leader, Wenduag. You are scared shitless. She casts a suspicious glance at her. Her voice is uncertain. I'm afraid you have no idea who she really is. Neither is brought in dark, sinister caves full of monsters. Wenduag has succeeded in the disciplines taught to us by these monsters. She stops short. I don't know anything. Why are you asking, a silly trader? What you got? Oh, I should have done that. I can do that next, can't I? What do you have? Nothing cool. Pretty standard stuff. Do I have any of those purifying solutions? At 26. A bit more. Mutated fish. A bit more, why not? Okay. Mongol, Sul, Wendy. What does Sul say? You don't understand. If you don't tend to the wounds, they might get infected. Our tribesmen will get fever, even worse. A tiny epidemic might begin. Excellent. The future is no place for weaklings. Those whose bodies can't handle the wounds will die. Stop burdening us with their presence. The rest will become stronger and tougher, ardent. I'm culling my tribe. Your tribe? Who do you think you are, Queen? This isn't the way the Nethers live. What are you arguing about? Wenduag casts an arrogant glance at Sul. Sul still can't shake the delusion that he's chief of the Nethers. Thinks being old and frail will protect him from my wrath when my patience runs out. It won't. His voice is stubborn, but a hint of cautious. You're young, you're spiteful. You've seen little and know little. I'm still responsible for the tribe. And stop threatening me, because I might because I'm mightily old, which means I'm not afraid of death. You can handle it yourself. We'll deal with it, mistress. You will leave and we'll stop dealing with it right away. Times have changed, Sol. Now I can skin you alive in insubordination. Question your threats, Wenduag. I'm old. Death is at my shoulder. I will crumble before you can even hurt me. Licking his lips nervously, Sol looked at his former charge with deep-seated fear. Just placed a hand on a hunting knife as if by accident. All right, don't be mad at an old man, young chief. So you don't die and stop bothering you with my advice. Our life doesn't stand still. But he's the new chief of the new times. We're trying, Commander, but everyone speaks in the tribe. That's our way, even those who argue against the chief. Wenduag's voice is ice cold and furious. I don't give a damn about your ways. You may only talk when I allow it. Remember, Sol, you're trying my patience. Although your experience is useful for managing the tribe, I won't hesitate to rip your fat heart out, even if I suspect you're defying my authority. Sent a few knights to your tribe, who are remained by the demons in the Molten Scar. How they doing? We're taking care of these poor ones, or the Crusaders keep their distance. It's easier for us to accept their new appearance, and what now lives in their hearts. They hurt, they suffer, and their spirits consumed by bloodthirst. We'll try to cope with this affliction, or at least teach them to restrain it. You showed mercy by sending them to us. I don't think every Crusader would do the same in your place. How are you settling in on the surface? It's hard. Sky, the sun, open spaces, all this is new to them. Many of them are scared, keep close to the ground, look for burrows to hide in. But our new mighty chief doesn't leave them the right to be scared. She ordered to drive everyone out of the basements and drains they were hiding in with sticks. She said the next time she'd send warriors with sharp spears. She said we must forget the very idea that we retreat back to the caves as possible. From now on, Neithers live on the surface. She's got a point. What is this life on the surface? They're frightened, but they're trying not to show it. One of them was pulled out of the sewers, couldn't take the open, decided to live in there. But they're all very curious. And when you're curious, you stop being frightened. You just make sure they don't eat too much and don't stash food all over the place. They ain't used to this. Always try to hide everything away before. They keep calling us tieflings here. The young ones pick fights, but it will pass. No one's trying to drive us out, so that's something. What do you think of life? It's frightening. Strange sounds, no ceiling, smells like something. It's hard here. But then again, I don't cough as much as I did down there. The sun is nice too. Oh, and I go to the priests of Armaday. They give nice sermons, just lovely. And still, this is not my world. It's for the young ones. Okay. Mistress, my warriors are eager to fight. Send them to the heat of battle, let them show their worth. They want to wash the dust off the Neithome and the blood of their enemies. We acquired the army. I am going to make invincible soldiers out of them. We must get Savamalek's blood. It awakens the power that lies dormant in our veins. I'll interrogate every demon and cultist to get my hands on. She chuckles gleefully. Will I find out where we should look for Savamalek? As soon as I learn anything, I'll immediately tell you. Yeah, I thought I recognised the name. He was the one turning them all with his blood. He defeated Lan in a fair fight. Her eyes drift half closed and she arrogantly pronounces, "He was never my equal." Surprised that some people thought he could be chief after Sol. I'm the only one worthy being chief. I spared his life. I'm sure you have opinion. He's alive only thanks to your mercy, mistress. If you hadn't spared him, I'd have hung him upside down and gutted him like a cave lizard. You've wanted to be chief for a long time, haven't you? The Parsha becomes proud, even haughty. Oh yes. My father was chief of Neithome, and his blood in my veins gives me strength and will. In times of hardship, Neithers must be led by a powerful, cunning, and merciless chief. Do you know anyone better suited? I hope your warriors are worth it. Rest assured, I'll personally kill any weaklings who disgraces my tribe. Have you started searching for Savamalek? With his blood, your warriors will be invincible. Is it a good thing, though? My hunters regularly bring me prisoners to interrogate, and I interrogate them with extreme thoroughness. Fortunately, so far none of them know where to look for Sir Amalek, but sooner or later pick up the trail. Sexy fun? You don't have to ask. Okay. Oh, animation. My body hurts all over, but the pain is delicious. Doing a little dance. Did we get anything else? These are relics for the not for the Storyteller, but for the campaign stuff.
We do it my way.
Speaking of which, what? It's door locked. Oh, what's that? Sarkar is lost. Sure, I've read that before.
Follow if you dare.
Nope. Oh, it's only just gone midnight. What do we have? We don't have military yet. Is that the only military? Yeah. I'll get military up to level 3. Skip a day. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's do the no relics. Where's that armor? What? Bonus daybreak. After the first retriever. That's... Was it the faultless daybreak? 1,100. Ah, whatever. So we have hands, leadership and logistics. That's deep diplomacy. We have another military one, but we don't have any. No. Well, we have councils now because we leveled up. Lady Konami. Time for you to play a more prominent role in Mendev politics. Fortunately, no ideal opportunities just presented itself. Conflict has been in the capital. League of Aristocrats, displeased with the Royal Council, is scheming against Her Majesty's loyal servants. The usual power struggle. Something of this sort occurs every couple of years in any civilized society. Your entrance on the political stage is long overdue, given that your opinion in Mendev is outstandingly well respected. The Royal Council decided to make use of it. They're expecting you to denounce publicly the nobles' attempts to challenge their rule. The Royal Council has just tried to fuck us over many times. I suggest we publicly address Her Majesty and claims that we are being drawn into an intrigue. Let the Queen know that we're loyal only to her and not to any of her servants or subjects. Sounds like we're not the only ones bored of the Royal Council. They're to support their disgruntled nobles, and Cousin Gelfrey's advisors will have too much on the plate to worry about us. Both the Council and the aristocrats want to stop us supporting their opponent, right? Well, let's just get payoff from both for not messing with their business. That way, we come out with a little something something, and we don't ruffle anyone's feathers. Why am I being pulled into Mendev's intrigues? You are part of those intrigues, whether you want it or not. Political influence is an unavoidable part of your position. In the hands of Mendev, you are a priceless tool. The Royal Council won't pass up a single opportunity to use you for the good of the nation. By gaining the support of the High Priest of Nerosian, you, Commander, have demonstrated keen political insight. This step has made it clear to many in the capital that you are worthy having as an ally. Did I? That previous one. Let's see what the Council has to say. I do hope that everyone in this room is aware of the potential benefits of a good relationship with the Royal Council. Well, to line your pockets with and theirs. They've tried to fuck us over times already. What will we gain from a show of loyalty to Gelfrey? We remind everyone the proper behaviour of true servants of the Crown. Queen Gelfrey is our sovereign, leader of the crusade and protector of Mendev. In the hour when all our subjects have abandoned their commitments and descended into petty squabbles, we should refresh their memory on the meaning of loyalty and duty. The Queen, I'm sure, will appreciate our endeavours. The title of Her Majesty's Good Boy is almost yours, Social. Keep this up, you'll earn yourself a tasty treat. Terran, why do you support the rowdy nobles? Like you have any love for the Royal Council. We support the aristocracy, but cause a power struggle between them and the Council, and everyone will leave us be. Besides, the nobility has access to forces that are very much comparable to those of Gelfrey's advisors. We could use those forces. I would not recommend it. Count Arenday is simply entertaining himself by turning the Royal Council against you. I think so too. Woldriff, non-interference. So how do these things work on the street, right? Smaller groups split up the territory, shake down the shopkeepers, and give a cut to the top dog, so that they sit tight without muscling in on the smaller gangs' business. Because if the top dog is unhappy with the cut and hits the street, it's a turf war, and everyone loses a whole lot more. So we'll do the same. The nobles don't want us to support the Royal Council. The Council is scared of us backing the nobles. Make them take out their wallets and send us lots of troops. And we'll just sit tight and kill demons without worrying about their games. If we run out of troops, we'll drop by the capital for one heck of a turf war. Except we're not a gang. The commander was given power to wage a holy war, not to rob shopkeepers and terrorise townsfolk. Woldriff is what I'm going for at the moment, and the Royal Council, how will they repay us? Spoken like a true politician. Very well, let's talk price. Lady Kanami looks at you with a somewhat predatory smile. I can guarantee that in return for their loyalty, the Royal Council will ensure the stability of equipment deliveries in the future. Quite convenient, don't you think? Having no one twisting your arm with threats of supply shortages. She glances at you with an obvious hint. Yeah, she's part of it, I bet she is. Furthermore, the Royal Council may review Dresden's reinforcement plan. Mendev has plenty of garrisons holding an excess of troops. Need them more than they do. Okay. We can have a defeat. Oh, there's shit. Going. Marksmen are good. Woldriff. I don't know about those. Hedge Knights probably aren't as good as Hell Knights, Headhunters, Javelins, Ranged. And the Royal Council. Shit. Absolute pathetic shit. They're giving us bottom of the barrel. And don't interfere. Don't need morale. Yeah, paladins and champions are just crap. Well, they do good in melee, but not in those numbers. You need hundreds of them. They're in 12 and 20. I've got some marksmen somewhere else. Unless they're all dead. These are melee. But only 12 of them. That's nothing. Good armor class though. Yep, demand the plotters in the capital give us good soldiers for interfering. Get paid for doing nothing is just the best. That's how you know you're big fish, when others give you a cut for not getting up from your chair. Meeting's adjourned, but I'm certain the crusade will soon require another decision from the diplomatic council. And before that happens, Commander, I ask that you consider whether or not it's worth losing the Royal Council as an ally. Hey, we've got those papers. Captain O'Dan. Our intelligence was correct. Parasmadei's post-marches on Dresden. In his position, the wisest course of action upon reaching the walls would be to lay siege and weight down the forces with nuisance raids. However, my experience tells me he will act differently. This is going to be a full-on assault, a decisive display of power. When the enemy moves in on our positions, we must meet them with a hail of arrows on the walls, gaining the full advantage of our superior defensive position. To prepare our army for this battle, I propose we pass a reform and increase the presence of ranged troops in our ranks. I believe light armed slingers, a great number of whom can be trained quickly, will be adequate. And once the demons get to them, every one of those slingers will be slaughtered. I say we only recruit experienced seasoned rangers who have travelled far and wide, and know to defend themselves in any situation. Captain O'Dan is correct to assume that our ranged troops can manage with light armaments. However, troops themselves must be of exemplary quality to complete the task at hand. I suggest we pick the most adept archers we have, and undergo rigorous training until they become true marksmen. Greybor smiles. My experience? In a fight with a dozen quick and accurate archers, the most valuable among them is the one who knows how to pick a fight to the right target. You don't learn the kind of skill on archery range, only in action. Call them headhunters, hard-boiled cutthroats who live by their ability to put an arrow into the eye of a moving target. I've just got some of them, so that's good. The Wenduag. No one can get a good sentient prey hunters. I've heard there are lots of wild animals around where uplanders live, and even worse, poorer than eaters. They rob others for a living and called bandits. Let's contact them with a promise of mercy and generous reward. In every forest where animals are found, there are hunters plying their trade. These folks don't need to be taught how to shoot. They rely on the keen eye, a steady hand every day to put food on the table for families. Don't call out for hunters, pay them what they're worth. Let them kill cultists and oglins for us, instead of rabbits and deer. Where's Karamzadeh, so intent on reclaiming Dresden? By capturing this city, we've gone on the offensive for the first time in decades. We have broken the established mould. Should be with a U. Because that's just like a fungus. That which is taken by demons really escapes their grasp. The liberation of Dresden come with a symbol of new hope for mortal kind, and Karamzadeh seeks to smother the hope in its cradle. However, Dresden is a well-positioned foothold that threatens both the world wound and northern Mendev. Karamzadeh cannot fail to appreciate its significance. But there's also a more pragmatic reason. Back in the day, Karamzadeh planned to capture Dresden himself, but Monargo beat him to it. Takes it back now, we finally have his glory, as well as further humiliating Monargo. I don't mind Greybor being here. Their opinions. Why Ranger Sealer? We can't bolster our ranks with hunters and shepherds who can't shoot an arrow. Who can shoot an arrow but don't know how to enter back melee combat. War is not shooting partridges out of the sky. Demons can easily break through our ranks and attack our archers, and what happens then? A massacre that leaves us digging graves for a bunch of boys and girls. Rangers, on the other hand, spend their whole lives travelling. They know what it's like to rely on no one but themselves. They're battle hardened, who wield a bow and a blade to fend off dangerous foe. In worrying about the lives of individual soldiers, we must not put their safety above expediency. Price of defeat will be the loss of the entire army, not just a few soldiers. Special, these snipers. Pick 100 archers and work them to the bone. In time, discover a dozen with real talent. They must be able to remain completely focused on their combat objective, taking out one opponent after another. And the infantry's duty is shield such valuable assets from any attacks of their bodies if necessary. Rebel archer's eyebrow smirks skeptically. They were quite a powerful but extremely vulnerable weapon. But not up against idiots. If anyone will see through our weak spot and hit us there, that's exactly what I would do. And these headhunters are better. Why? They can use their heads rather than just shooting wildly. Soldiers think the main thing is just to hit the target quickly and accurately. Doesn't matter what kind of target it is. If it's an enemy, it's good enough for them. But when you hunt dangerous prey alone, you can't help but smarten up. Learn to spot a leader in the crowd. Count the guards. Figure out who will have time to take an arrow for the leader and who won't. And you do your work from as far away as you can. You don't put yourself at risk for no reason. Which is why my colleagues in trade will outclass any soldier. They're high professionals. They won't shoot volleys into an enemy infantry with abandon. They target every single spellcaster and officer hiding behind the infantry and pay you off for your investment before the enemy even reaches the front ranks of your army. Wenduag scoffs cynically. Headhunters are no different from bandits, except their services will cost you a lot more. Bandits, Wendy? Voice sounds a little abashed. Well, how are they any worse than other uplanders? They're good hunters, because the bad ones, as I understand, are hanged or thrown in prison. They're vicious, decisive, well accustomed to obeying their leader, and not afraid of crossing someone who's stronger. And the circumstances of their fights have taught them how to strike first, without warning, or dominating the enemy with a storm of arrows. They're great fighters, are they not? Bandits standing by my side with valiant knights. What has become of these glorious traditions? Ulrich, hunters. City folk always know how to go divvying everything up. One person knows how to hunt grouse, another knows how to pluck it, third knows how to cook it. It's not how we do things in a village. In a village, every person is a hunter, a ploughman, and if needs must, a warrior. These are experienced people, tough, hardened by life. They know if they won't stop this invasion, their homeland will be part of the World War II. Most of these hunters will never see their homes again. So what if they know how to handle a bow? They're still civilians, it's our duty to protect them, not send them off to the slaughter. Oh damn, did slingers compare? Of course not. Slinger is not an accurate weapon, but it's cheap and easy to learn. Slinger's training is inexpensive and brief. Any commoner can pick up the basics, be able to bring a large number of ranged troops onto the battlefield. Their numbers will compensate for lack of skill. But numbers and skill would be better. Killer's expression darkens. Untrained, practically unarmoured peasants in the rear. Perfect target. Okay, what do we have? We get rangers. All archers are promoted to rangers. 6 to 11, d6 plus 5. d8 plus 12, so the damage goes up a lot. So does the hit points. And the armor class. Do we have any rangers? I can't remember. Snipers, marksmen are much better. Remember that, yeah. 8 plus 28. But in between, armor class. So that's 10 to 16. Oh no, 16. And d8 plus 12. d8 plus 28. Yeah, it's only 12 armor class instead of 16. The damage is way, way higher. Headhunters. Kind of in between. Just a little bit worse than... A little bit worse than marksman. 47 hit points. Oh, bollocks. I've done that again. Hope these measures were enough to repel Karamzadeh's onslaught. If not, those who come to take our place will learn from our mistake and fear better. That's twice I've done that. Did it with one of Woljif's things as well. Well, that'll do it for this episode. A lot of talk in this episode. We've got Terendelev's lair. Ivory Sanctum. Just got to find out where these are. It's like southwest, isn't it? Southwest of Dresden. Blackwater. Yeah. Maybe someone will trigger that. We've got the Fall King. That's Ember. There's the Charisma Day, whatever his name is. Karamzadeh. That demon. The battle. Is that a thing here? No. Level 7 army over here. Oh, a long way away. Okay. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all the next time. Bye for now.